Hi and welcome to RC Kicks. On today's show, well, we're back working on the Porsche 934 Coupe 45th anniversary from Tamiya. It got pushed back for a few days as all that information came out about the new releases for 2022, but we're back on it today. So we're going to paint up the body and get this one done, as there's so many other projects waiting in the wings.
Yes, we've got loads coming to RC Kicks. We're going to be back working on the Tamiya truck. I know it's been like 3 weeks, but it will be back on the show soon. Dark Impact Fight Out, Shootout, whatever you want to call it, that's coming before Christmas. We're pitching it directly against some entry-level ready-to-runs to see whether the Tamiya is a justified investment or not. And yes, we might end up taking it to a skate park, which is a really bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway in the name of science. Next, we've got the wild one, the standard one. I know we did the June Watanabe one, but I also put an order in for a stock one because I've always really wanted one, and it seems to have disappeared, but it will be on the show as soon as it arrives. I kind of thought it was going to be here by Christmas, but I guess not. So if you don't want to miss all these things, hit the like, subscribe and bell button.
Right, let's crack on. The first thing we've got to do is cut out the body. And in a blink of an eye and a change of the shirt, we are done. Why have I got to change a shirt? Well, it's 5 days later, but we'll come on to that in a minute. And I've cut out the body and I've done all the body pins, sanded everything nice and smooth, and then I made a mistake. In my defense, I just had my COVID booster and I was a little bit out of it, and it took me 2 to 3 days to get over it. I was feeling rough and a bit and I was pushing on to try and get some content done, as I desperately wanted to get this finished, and I put the body pins in the wrong space. This body can go on multiple chassis, so it has extra little dimples on it. There's actually 2 in the rear here, 2 down here, 2, and then 2 right at the front for a different chassis. And I put the holes in the wrong place, so of course I'd stuffed it up. And yes, I did the holes after I did all the bodywork. So that kind of left this project dead in the water, because what, I'm going to put very rare decals on this? No. But luckily, living in YouTube land, I've got another one. I managed to go online and find one, and I bought it. So it's all cut out, ready to go, so we can carry on. It wasn't an expensive mistake, luckily. It was about £35 to get another body. Luckily, they're still available, otherwise I would have been really scuppered. But I've cut it all out and I've put the window masks in, so we're ready to paint. So what's going to become of this, I hear you cry? Well, don't worry, I've got a plan, and this is going to become a rally car. I've got some spotlights coming to go on the front here, so we can save it. It's not a problem. It's going to be two-tone. It's going to be white across the top, blue around the sides. I have got some old Rothmans livery for the Porsche 959, so I'm going to try and make them work. I may actually have to order some more, as I'm not sure if I can get the stripes all the way around, but I will save it in a future episode. But it won't be soon, so don't hassle me, even though you're still badgering me about the other Porsche 959 fakie. I'll get back to it, I promise. Right, anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's carry on. Luckily we can. And all we've got to do is paint it up white. So it's not going to take very long, is it? Well, we cracked on and got a little bit further down the line. I painted it up white, came out fine, no issues at all on that front. I put down 4 or 5 coats of white because I wanted to try and keep it as white as possible when I start backing it. The other car I wasn't planning on doing, but I got a bit of a win, so I carried on. I masked it all off, which took hours. Just a quick 1-minute tip. A lot of people have asked about the line and how I do it. Now, I am no pro painter, but this is how I do it, and my results are, yeah, okay, probably about 85%. Now, if you're going to do a line on a body that has no actual line, you're creating something totally from fresh, I find that it's best to take the edging mask. This is Tamiya stuff, works fine. Do the line on the outside first. Get it all as straight as you can and lined up how you like it, so you can look at it from different angles, and then you can peel it back and put it back on again if you want to. Once you're happy with that line on the outside, flip the body over and then do the same. Just follow the line that you've got on the outside with the tape on the inside, and make sure you keep it as close to the white line on the outside, so you're basically just lining it up. Once you're happy with it and you turn it back over and it still looks normal and you've got it as close as you can remove the outside line. Then to do the second line, all I do is just match it up next to the first line that you've put in, trying to leave the gap that you want, and then that's it. And then you do both sides, and then you've got yourself an internal line that's actually quite complicated, that runs all the way around. and I got these lines off of a picture. The hardest part for this was around here, this section here, and this was really tough. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it's going to be pretty decent. But being that once you turn it over, if you look where you're actually putting a line, it's really tough. But that's how I do it. Just a little tip. Give it a go. See what you think. And so I've put the lines in. I'm actually going to paint the red and the gold lines myself. So God knows how that's going to pan out. But I've masked off and painted all the bottom in blue. That came out fine. It didn't seem to have too much bleed into the line. Around the front was the most difficult part. Next, I need to remove all the masking tape, and then I need to mask off the windows. Now, I'm hoping that I can use the masking from the windows from this car, but it depends on how I can remove them, if I can try and keep them intact, or I used to use them a bit and then finish them off if I have any issues, as I don't have another set. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make whole new window masks, which I don't really want to do. It'd take too long, but we'll see on that one. I'm going to obviously have to do something about the lights at the front, but we'll figure that out as we get to it. Next, I'm going to back the white. The only thing I've got that I think I can back it in that might work is PS63 bright gun metal. I'm a bit worried. I don't think I've got any silver. I will double check. If not, we're going to go with that, and I pray it doesn't bring down the white too much. Right, wish me luck. Let's move on to the next stage. So quite a lot's happened since the last clip, and we'll kick off with the 45th. Well, I managed to back it successfully. I didn't have silver, but I had the PS63 light gunmetal, and then I backed it in PS5 black, which worked fine. I then smoked the windows with 3 layers, and I've just fitted the protective film around the mounting points, and that's now ready for decals. So that's what we're going to do next. One thing I did do is I started painting up the rear spoiler for it. It's not finished, it needs a bit more work, but I've made a start on it anyway. Right, that's pretty much it. Moving over to the Porsche, which has been a little bit more of a pain in my backside. So as for this, I used the window mask. That was successful. I have actually backed it all as well. A same process in the gunmetal, light gunmetal, and then the black. But the problem I had was, if you remember, it seems like ages ago now, I was actually going to paint these stripes. Well, I had 2 stripes because there's red and then there's gold, and what I basically did was painted all the blue. I removed all the masking tape, and then I sprayed the white, and it was going brilliantly. And I sprayed 4 layers because I wanted a nice sharp line, so I needed to give the white a bit of strength. Also, there is a little tiny bit of white in between the gold and the red stripe, so I wanted to make sure that was nice and solid as well. On the last coat, I put a little bit too much on the bottom section here, and unfortunately the masking tape that was in this section for the 2 lines, one of them lifted. Damn it. So what basically happened is the masking tape goes around here, had some tension in it. I put paint on it. It put so much paint on it as I'm trying to build it up to get a nice sharp that they gave way and they pulled up, and it dragged the white into the lines. So I removed the masking for both lines, and they were perfect all the way around, were lovely apart from these 2 corners. So I got the ump with it, and I basically sprayed them in white. So I actually fixed that problem and got rid of them completely, and I've actually put this red line is actually tape. So I managed to save the body. In hindsight, if I wasn't so annoyed that that it failed on just these 2 corners, what I should have done is really got my polycarbonate cleaner out, removed all the white around here, redone the 2 lines, and then just blow in this bit white, and I probably could have got away with it. But I was so annoyed because it was the end of the day. It was all looking brilliantly. I'd spent hours doing all these lines, and then the tape failed. I've decided I'm going to do it with this tape. I had this tape left over from another build, and it actually works brilliantly. So in hindsight, I'd like to have done the paint, but really I needed to do it with airbrush instead of a tin. But there we go. Anyway, so I've ordered the gold. That's coming. The red I did yesterday. That's gone on fine, super chuffed with that. I smoked the windows as well, and I've just started fitting the headlights. I think that pretty much covers it. On the next thing I'm going to do with this is I need to order some rims. Now the problem I've got with the rims is I don't know whether to go for gold or white. I've seen this rally car with white rims, and I've seen it with gold rims. I kind of like the gold rims, so maybe I'll order those, but I'd like to get like those mini lights in gold. I've got a picture that I'm kind of following, and I really like that picture, but I don't know if I can replicate these wheels and tires. So if you know of anyone who does these wheels and tires in 1/10, let me know. So there were still some challenges I had. Obviously I replaced the body, but that means if I'm painting up two, I'm still missing a few bits and pieces like the wings, the wing mirrors, the lights, the decals that I needed to actually do all around the windows, because I've only got one set, because that's what came with it. So I reached out to you guys and girls out there, and you have been fantastic. So I am happy to report these are not easy to find in the UK anymore, that Richard Temple was kind enough to donate these and a set of lights. Not only that, but he was driving past, so he dropped them off for me as well. So that's fantastic. I can crack on, get this painted white and fit that, which means I can actually carry on with the body as well. The other challenge I had is obviously decals. Now decals for this, again, are not easy to find. I could have ordered some aftermarket decals for it, but a patron called Jonas is kind enough to donate me an original set of decals. It's mainly the windows and things like that, and all the sort of like car aspects of it, the grille and bits and pieces. So he's sending those over to me, which was fantastic, because again, really difficult to get hold of. So another patron came through, Craig Garrett. Craig has donated me these decals as well, so I can use some of these on the car. So I've got some options. I did have my own set that I'd kind of half used. So there we go. We're pretty much going to end up with everything we need to have a second body. Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot. Right, we carry on.
I just want to say a massive thanks for watching all year. Next year is going to be another exciting one for RC Kicks. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Happy Christmas.
So for this video, I'm going to call this one done. It's not quite there between you and me. The rear spoiler I painted white, but it still looks a little bit cream. So I want to match it to the body. So I'm going to go to the car body shop and pick up some white. Then I'll go over that again. Obviously it's hard plastic, and then I'll lacquer it just to bring it in closer to the actual car colour. All the decals went on all right. No real difficulty, just the number of decals you get. In a future video, we've got to put the LED lights in, also fit the new MST rims that will come in to kind of match the other one. I really like those, and you can adjust all the offset to get the wheels lined up lovely. There's a few other upgrades that I might do, but I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to wait and see. On the rally body, we've still got to wait for the gold trim to come in. Then I've got to finish all the decals and get that one up and running as well. So all that's going to come in a few future videos. But for now, I think we'll call it a day. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and happy Christmas to everybody. See you on the next one.